Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I will give a brief introduction to Power BI desktop and the different components of Power BI like Power Queries, Power Views and Power Maps. Unlike my previous videos, this video is specifically for beginners. But before I proceed, I will first like to thank you for watching my videos and finding them useful. Your support truly means a lot. Please don't forget to subscribe. So, what is Power BI? Power BI is a data visualization and analysis tool introduced by Microsoft for non-techies like you and me. It's an extremely user-friendly self-service solution with attractive UI. It can be used to make intuitive reports and shareable dashboards. Power BI has a lot of scope for people keen in learning data viz. So working on Power BI is not only easy for people with Excel knowledge, but super fun. So without any further wasting of time, let's start. Let us first see how to install Power BI Desktop. Installing Power BI Desktop can be done in two methods. You can either download it directly or you can install the app from Microsoft Store. But before you proceed, what you need to do is you need to know what is your system's platform. Power BI is available in 32 bits and 64 bits. So please check your system's platform, system information and then only proceed with the downloading version. I have given the links for both the methods of downloading, and here I would like to point out something. Using the method of installing app is much more convenient than downloading it directly from their website. The reason is Microsoft launches new and updated features of Power BI every month, which are very, very useful. And when you install the app, these updates will automatically get installed in your desktop. But if you just download the version from the desktop version from the website, you will get a prompt every month that Microsoft has new updates. So you will have to install that updates, which becomes a lengthy process. If you're a first-time user, you will need to fill out a form or sign in to Power BI service to continue. Now, how do you connect your data source? You can connect it from the home bar, files pane, the page or canvas itself. Let us see. When you open the Power BI for the first time, let me do it. I'm opening a new Power BI. Okay, here it comes. See, you get the option of pulling the data from here. I have already signed in, so my name is showing here. Or you can pull the data from this pane. You can get it from Get Data option here. You can get it from, you can get it from Get Data option here. So there are various ways of pulling the data. Since I have already created one dashboard, let's go here and let us see what happens. Okay, now tell me one thing, like a serious problem that I used to face when I was very new in Power BI is that what happens when the data source changes. Suppose you have pulled data from a particular place and then suddenly you realize that the data source is not the same, then what will you do? Let me show you. We go to transfer data. We go to data source settings. This is the source from where I'm pulling data currently. It's a very simple thing. Click on change source and give the new location from where you will pull the data. It comes very handy when your source location changes or you need to update your data dashboard with another data source which has the same data fields. Let us now check out the Power Query part. To go to the Power Query, we click on Transform Data on the drop down and then click on Transform Data. Here opens the Power Query Editor. The Power Query Editor is a place where you can write your M language code, which I will not speak about today because it's not for the beginners. One good part what Power BI is, it reflects all the tables that you have connected to or imported. I click on orders and see, I'll show you one thing. You can make all these types of changes. Like you can add columns, remove fields, create filters, parameters, and you can change it. You can change the type and transform transform the data types. For example, see, okay, so here I have order ID and I want to make it change to capitalized each word. And here it goes. Since it was already capitalized, let me do it. Yes, the changes apply. Now you click here and you see what is your change type thing. The change type is basically when you want to change the format of the particular data. It's the data type, text. A lot of times, for example, this row ID, I might not be needing it as in the decimal format or in number format. I will be requiring it in the text formats because there's no calculation that I need to perform on it. And there are times when we have 1.a, 1.b, so I change it to text. Now, if you observe, whatever changes that I made, first I changed capitalized each word, then I made uppercase text, then I may change the type, all gets reflected here. At the back end, Power BI runs the mQuery language, which we can look into at a later stage. If I want that, okay, this change that I've made is not required, I'll just go and delete it. That's it. Once you have done with all the changes, or you can also merge queries and append queries. Like if you want to merge two different tables or for different data, you can do it in the query. Just close and apply. Here is the report. Whatever data that you have imported reflects on the fields pane. This symbol is the table or the Excel sheet from where you have imported the data, and each of these are column. A number column can be deciphered with this sum sign, and any measure or column that you create will also have a significant sign to decipher it. In this data, I will not show any new measure or new column, so this we can deal with it later. One more thing that's important to see here, when you import more than two tables, Power BI automatically draws a relationship. We can check the relationship by clicking on the model. For creating a relationship, there must be some common fields. For example, if we see there is a customer name and person and region, and there's a region here, that's why Power BI has already, there's a region here and there's a region here. So Power BI has automatically drawn the relationship. And the relationship is from this table to this table. You can change the relationship. You can click on Manage Relationships and make the changes if you want. Click on New. I click on New. I click on People. And then orders. Next, the other table that comes. If there's more than two tables, you have to select the other table from here and change the relationships. There are various types of relationships there in Power BI, and you can also make it cross-filter directions. The relationships can flow from each table to the other, unlike we can deal with these later anyways, because it might be confusing at the very beginners. Okay, so close it, and let us go to the data. A lot of Power BI developer prefers creating calculations at this place because they can see the changes reflecting here. In this report, we will not be able to see the values that come after we create any column, after we create a calculated column. Whereas we can check the values here if we create any calculated column here. Okay. Now I go to Power View. Power View is loaded with charts. The visualization pane itself has about 30 chart options. If you see here, there are loads of charts. You can use and you can download more from the marketplace. You can use slicers and dicers like I have used here. This is a visual that I've used. So the moment I clicked on this visual is reflecting here, which highlighting the visual that I've selected. Let me select this. See, I've selected Profit by City visual, and here it gets highlighted. Now, if you want to import more visuals, all you need to do is click on this. Click on Get More Visuals. I will share this link. I have also shared this link in the description. From here you can download a new visual. You just simply need to click on Add and your visual will come here. See, this is a new visual that I have imported. The other way is the link that I have shared. You can click on the link, download the visual and store it in your local drive. And later on, you can just import it. I already have a visual stored. So let me just show it to you how to import it from your local drive. Import a visual from a file. Click on Import. And here's Power BI Visuals. I click it. The visual was successfully imported in this report. Whatever visual that you import later or from the marketplace that is not already embedded here will come just below the three dots. This one I embedded directly from the marketplace and this one I imported from my local system. Another awesome feature of Power BI is it helps beginners by generating let me show you. So what happens is, for instance, I select here, like I go to blank space on the pane, on the canvas, and I select here order date, and I select the next thing is quantity. And here comes the chart. This is the chart that Power BI finds to be most suitable for this kind of data. This data hierarchy here, we can deal with it later. And so now let me show you one more thing. If you want to change this visual, which is very simple. If you don't want this visual, what you can do is simply go and select the visual that you want to reflect. And it will change. Let me just give a brief of the formatting section. The formatting section has a lot of options. Like if you want to change the axes, the formats, the colors, the fonts, the content, the breaks, everything. If you want, even if you want, you can just go here and see. I go to y-axis and I change it. I just change it to might be 8,000. And see, your axis doesn't start from 0 anymore. Ideally, that's a very bad practice. We shouldn't be doing it. We should keep it as auto and let the axis start. Because this later on you would realize that it construes the data in the visuals and the interpretations from the visuals. You can show tiles only. You can make a lot of changes. This is this change I'm showing on one axis, that is a y-axis. So just try out this formatting section. Build one report, try this formatting section, and you will see your dashboards coming to life. Like when you select when you select a page, like I have selected a template, you can also select a template. So you go to view, you select a template from here. So you do not have to make specific changes like what font tool should I give, what color should I give as a background. All these things will be done with Power BI template when you use a Power BI template. See, I have changed the template and here are the look and the feel of my dashboard. My report changes. Let me go back to my old template. So that's something I prefer. Now let's move on to the filters part. Like before we end, let's just give a brief about the filters. Filters is vast. Like any other, since this video is all about the basics and for the beginners, in the filters section also, I will just brief through the various filters, the three filters, the basic filters that we have in Power BI. I click on this visual and you will see there's filters on this visual, there's filters on this page, and there's filters on all the pages. There's filters on this report. Each of this is self-explanatory. Like say, if you want to give some filters on this particular visual, you can do it by bringing in a data field on this filters on this visual section. In this visual, I have used order date, which is year, month. As I said, date hierarchy. Because of date hierarchy, it is coming as separately year, month. And then I have also profit and quantity. Now, for example, if I want to bring a segment filter here, I just go and drag and drop it. And I decide that, okay, I will show my readers only the consumer section. So I click on the data is changing is only on this visual. I don't want to keep it, anyways I'm removing it. Now let me show this, like the slicer. The slicer is also a filter that we use in Power BI. If you click here, see, you can see the date, you can select the range, you can reduce the range, and you can use anything as a slicer. I have used the order date here. Now I want to remove the order date and then just replace it with product name. I remove the order date and the product name. So here's my product names from which you can just select it. See all the chance response. Power BI charts talks to each other. So it's very interactive. It's very interactive. Before I end my video, just a small thing that I would like to say. Power BI desktop is only for developing, designing reports. If you want to prepare dashboards, if you want to share your reports and dashboards with your partners and your colleagues or anyone else, you will need to purchase Power BI Pro, which comes for just $9.99. And the best part is, you can just try, if you want to try it your hands before you go for Power BI Pro, you just download, get the free trial. It's free. Microsoft offers a free trial for 60 days. So that's quite some time to get a feel and hands-on with Power BI, with any tool, I think. Today, with this, I will end my today's video. Start preparing report with this robust tool. That's the best way to learn Power BI. That's the best way to get acquainted with it. Okay. And I'll come back with a new video to make your visualization journey smoother. Till then, bye. Take care.